Good morning. This is the ZoZoStockWatch morning report for August 15th, Tuesday. The futures are up. The Dow futures are up 54 points. The S&P futures are up close to 6 points, and the Nasdaq futures are up about 17 points this morning. As far as your economic information for this morning, we have at 8:30 we have import and export prices. 8:30 we have Empire State Manufacturing Survey. Retail sales also out at 8:30. 8:55 Reebok, the Red Book. 10 o'clock we have the business inventories. 10 a.m. also housing market index. At 4:30 we have the API crude oil data coming out, so watch your oil ETFs, USO and UCO, SCO, and that will be coming out at 4:30. As far as your commodities, we have gold down $11, silver is down 1.71%. Crude oil currently WTI trading 47.30, down 29 cents, minus 0.65%, and that's on crude oil. For your earnings conference calls this morning, we have AAP, and they're at 8 o'clock. BITA also at 8 o'clock. VJet at 8:30. Coach is at 8:30. ACUR will be conferencing at 8:30 a.m. this morning. Home Depot will be at 9 o'clock. TJ Maxx will be at 9:30 this morning. And in the afternoon, you have Agilent A, and they'll be at 4:30. VIAV at 4:30 also. That's your listing of conference calls from Earnings Cast. And let's go ahead and get right into some of the news this morning. OTIC upgraded overweight at JP Morgan, price target 28. ZYNE downgraded hold at Jefferies, price target $7. MDRX upgraded overweight at Cantor, price target 17. GLW downgraded sell at Goldman Sachs, price target 26. GoPro with an upgrade to neutral at Goldman Sachs, price target 10. NTAP upgraded buy at Longbow, price target 50. SABR upgraded buy at Jefferies, price target $25. GLW was gapping down pre-market. Home Depot came out with revenues, and the Home Depot beats by 4 cents, beats on revenue. Home Depot comp sales were plus 6.3%. Expected was plus 4.9%. WYNN, WYNN upgraded buy at Deutsche Bank. VNOM initiated outperform at Imperial Capital. CPE initiated outperform at Imperial Capital. SCVL initiated outperform at Wedbush. RSPP initiated outperform at Imperial. PETQ initiated hold at Jefferies. KRP initiated outperform at Imperial Capital. As far as some other news that came out this morning, CLXT initiated buy at Citigroup, price target $16. EPZM announces leadership transition for finance organization. Next up, we have the CFO of EPZM, just as a follow-up to that. He is leaving end of August. That's EPZM. AAP it misses by 9 cents, but revenues were in line, and that's on Advanced Auto Parts. Coach, earnings per share beat, revenue miss on COH. Some top insider purchases that came out last night after hours. CERS purchased over 92,000 shares. XNCR 10% owner. We had VT 10% owner. Perliam. Next up, we had CXW direct to purchase 5K shares. Fossil purchase of over 32,000 shares. LUV direct to purchase 4,500 shares. And SUP CEO purchased over 16,000 shares. Some other news that came out after the this morning and after the bell. We had Coach beat by 1 penny but missed on revenue. DE downgraded neutral at BAFA. CCJ resumed overweight at Raymond James. TECK resumed outperform at Raymond James. Cliffs Natural Resources renames itself Cleveland Cliffs Incorporated. ARDM awarded grant to investigate the treatment of pulmonary non-tuberculosis infections. NURO announces issuance of new U.S. patent for automated control of quell therapy during sleep. Next up, we have SRRA, Sierra Oncology establishes Distinguished DNA Damage Response Advisory Committee. LXRX reports additional positive data from pivotal phase 3. STTA Surgical and Soul Eye Clinic announces strategic cooperation agreement. That's on STAA. In some company-specific meetings, top analyst investor calls today: FLEX, FCH, CCP, some top conferences, and you can see the listing here for those. Next up, we had BITA come out with earnings, BITA, and they beat by 3 cents and also beat on revenue. In some syndicate news that came out, ACGL public offering, AES pricing of 500 million senior notes in public offering, AJX public offering, AMH pricing of upsize public offering, ARI public offering, CYTX filed Form S1, DXC prices senior notes offering. ETP announces pricing of common unit offering, 54 million shares, units of 1865. G, secondary equity offering on behalf of selling shareholders, 10 million common shares, City Underwriter. Next up, we had OMER had a public offering last night, 3 million shares. VJET filed Form F3, 75 mixed shelf. And some more top upgrades and downgrades. CBT upgraded overweight, JP Morgan. NBR upgraded buy at Guggenheim. We also had Snap upgraded overweight at Cantor on SNAP. For some top downgrades, we have ZYNE downgraded hold, ZYNE downgraded perform. Top initiations, FCX initiated market perform at Raymond James. MBCN initiated outperform. We also had PETQ initiated hold at Jefferies, initiated outperform at Oppenheimer, initiated outperform at Blair. And lastly, we had VNOM initiated outperform at Imperial. BABA price target raised at Stifel to $180. GIGM notice of change in major shareholder. DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods, came out with earnings and they're guiding lower. DKS misses by 5 cents, misses on revenue. So DKS was gapping down, COH was gapping down. More on that in a moment. IDXG initiated buy at Maxim, price target $5. Crocs was gapping down. AAP was gapping down. And any other news that I see currently, JEC secures engineering role in Kuala Lumpur to Singapore high-speed rail project, and that's on JEC. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the SPY. When we were getting all that selling, we came down to about this 43.75 level, the yellow line you see here. This is the SPY. This is a 5-minute chart, pre and post market, with a 55 EMA on it. So we came down to this 243.75 level, hit that a couple of times. We've gapped up from there. This was the highs that we hit, that 249 area, and we came down from that. Now we're at above about the 20 SMA. If you watched my video last night, I discussed this purple line. That's about the 20 SMA on the daily chart. Currently, we're above it, so keep your eye on this 247 level today. Also, keep an eye on 245.50 for a level for the SPY. And so that's your SPY chart for this morning, and some levels to watch. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stocks that are moving in pre-market this morning. And the first up, we have GEVO up, bidding up, GEVO, on only 100 shares so far. FATE, 200 shares volume so far this morning, but bidding up. FRSX gapping up this morning on over 15,000 shares. EXTR, after their earnings beat last night, that stock gapped up and is holding most of the gains on EXTR. Next up we had IDXG, which was upgraded this morning, and that's trading about 90 cents. Only 900 shares on that name. Next up we have HMNY, and that stock is gapping up this morning on 3,700 shares thus far this morning. MDGS bidding up this morning, 651 shares. AVEO near the highs this morning, over 12,000 shares traded in that name. BBOX, black box, gap down, slight uptick here this morning, 425 shares. ARLZ seeing some volume come into the name this morning, over 13,000 shares. Dry ships holding the gains. We gapped up here, and we are holding the gains around that 350 area. Currently 64,000 shares traded in dry ships. GoPro with that upgrade this morning, trading above $10 a share, 54,000 shares traded. Pandora gapped up and is pulling back now. We do have 6,000 shares traded in Pandora. AMRS bidding up on 900 shares. Some stocks that are trading down, mostly the retailers. We had DKS gapping down after their earnings, Coach gapping down after their earnings, AAP gapping down on their earnings, and that's auto parts. I see PLAB gapping down this morning, and also Crocs gapping down, recovering slightly from this kind of flash down this morning. And let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the stocks moving on this side. We said AVEO, Teva. Take a look at Teva. Stock has been beaten up, and so you can keep an eye on this. Probably over, in the afternoon, over that 1776 area for Teva if it's going to get going. Stock has been beaten up from $70 a share. Wind was upgraded this morning, and that's gapping up this morning. AMD, catching a few bids in AMD. Some stocks moving down. You have your gold stocks moving down. GOLD gapping down. I showed you gold was down about $11 a share. Next up we have this YY, internet content and information, that's gapping down this morning. Under Armour gapping down this morning, and AUY, another gold stock. GLW gapping down on the Goldman Sachs downgrade to sell. And I think that's about it. Here's DKS again and ETP. All right, this has been the ZoZoStockWatch morning report for Tuesday, August 18th. Thank you so much for listening. See you tonight on YouTubers with Stocks to Watch. Have a great day trading. Thank you so much for listening.